What is going on, guys? How is everybody doing today? Thank you for hopping on today's podcast. My name's Nestor Sanchez, or at Crypto Dilo, and this is my business partner.
What is going on, guys? Thank you guys for tapping into today's podcast. My name is Ryan Prendes, or Rye the Crypto Guy.
You already know we are the master nodes. Make sure to stay till the end to hear some additional resources to get you guys more tuned into the cryptocurrency space. Without further ado, today's crypto news.
Before we jump into the news this week, I actually wanted to talk about the top 5 crypto weekly price points that we saw this past week. So first of all, we had Bitcoin at $22,465, down 4.8% in the week. We have Ethereum at $1,572, down 4.4% this past week. We have BNB at $290, down 6.1% this past week. We have XRP at 36 cents, down 2.3% this past week. And we have ADA at 33 cents, down 8.2% this past week. Now, this past week, we've had somewhat of a down market around 5%. And so I believe from the week prior to that, we actually saw a jump up. So this might just be some of the market kind of going back to its natural consolidated state. And really for the past couple of months, we've seen a lot of consolidation within the market. And so what I think personally is we still have a little bit of ways to go down. I don't think we're out of the bear market quite yet. A lot of people with the last jump between November to now are claiming, that was the bottoming out. People we're going to be going back into a bull market. I think they are sadly mistaken. It's not a lot of people, just I've seen some individuals on Twitter say that, and I think that we still have a little bit of ways to go before we bottom out. That's not to say that crypto can't take off tomorrow. We never know with this market. And so make sure y'all do your own research. But I do personally believe that we still have a bit of ways to go down. So just be on the lookout for that.
Definitely. And as always, dollar cost averaging is never a problem, especially around these areas. So for those of you with a long-term mindset, definitely should not be worried. And yeah, with just a little bit of some corrections going back down, I do agree with Ryan. I think this isn't it just yet, but I think we're getting closer and closer to the end, which is a great thing. And even though we are still in a bear market, we're still seeing money move, which is great. Right now, crypto charities is something that I'm going to talk about. And we're still giving, even though Bitcoin's down, even though ETH is down, money is still being moved through these markets. With cryptocurrency, it's great because it has a lot of different pros, right? There's a lot of good things with cryptocurrency, such as decentralization, transparency, ease of use, speed. It's unstoppable, and it could also be used globally. So all of these perks kind of really pair well with donating and charities, right? Because you could imagine being able to instantly and securely donate to any organization in the world without having to make an account, without having to exchange currency, without having minimums for donations, all of that from your phone. So very, very much a new way of doing things and donating. All you have to have is Wi-Fi, a wallet address, and some money, and you'll be able to donate to literally anyone. And some of the cool things is you're able to actually see some of the transactions that are going on because it's cryptocurrency, right? So if you put it in a DAO or you put it in a wallet, you can see where that money kind of goes. And that's definitely one of the cool perks about cryptocurrency in general. And I'm pretty sure you guys have heard at least something about donating with cryptocurrency. It was really big when Russia invaded Ukraine back in February. The cryptocurrency community kind of took a stand and mobilized to donate these funds to Ukraine. So we're able to move money pretty fast because millions of dollars in cryptocurrency came from literally all over the world through Bitcoin, through Ethereum, and other cryptocurrencies. And that's pretty amazing how we're all able to come together and literally within like a span of a couple of days, just literally raise millions of dollars. It's pretty insane. And there are actually companies that are coming out and trying to be the middleman for these charities. There's one called Endowment, and the way it's spelled is ENDAO. So it's like DAO. And it's a nonprofit that's basically encouraging and managing cryptocurrencies um, with charities. So they're able to make DAOs with these charities and kind of hold the money within that. For those of you who do not know what a DAO is, it is a decentralized autonomous organization. So it doesn't necessarily have a boss per se, but everyone kind of votes on what they're able to do with the money. There was a Ukraine DAO, and right now there's actually a Turkey relief DAO because of that earthquake in Turkey. So we're able to mobilize, basically entities that can help move this money around with cryptocurrency charities. So this is definitely, I think, a step in the right direction. This is what cryptocurrency was made for, and I love to see the improvements in this sector specifically. What do you think about this, Ryan?
I think it's something that we don't really quite see often, especially with a lot of problems that we've been seeing in headlines that we've been seeing this past year or two with certain cryptocurrency companies like FTX, like Binance, and anything really regarding what's in the SEC's radar. um, and so to see something like this where we have cryptocurrency being used for something good, not to say it's not being used for something good, but to see something like this where it shows the good side of cryptocurrency, I think is something really powerful because, I don't see a lot of people really donating money to these causes. And so when you see the crypto community kind of come together and say, okay, look, we're going to put this together to give them some relief, and you guys really, anyone can participate and donate to this cause, I think is something amazing to see. One concern, though, that I would say I would have is ensuring that we're donating to the right organizations and the right DAOs. You don't want to get something where Turkey is like TURKIE, and then it's like just sending that money to, some random ass person. I think that's something that a lot of people do overlook from time to time. They're like, oh yeah, I feel bad for what's happening in Turkey. I'm gonna go ahead and donate to this Turkey relief fund, and it's to like some random guy. So I think
To
that's
some
one of
Nigerian prince.
yeah, it's some Nigerian prince, exactly that. And so I think people have to be very cautious on where they're sending their money to and from. And these, like I said, it's great to see the crypto community step up and really come together in situations like this to donate to people in need. But also make sure you guys are doing your own research, because I have seen a couple of sad stories on Twitter of people just donating, thinking that they're donating to these specific DAOs, and then turns out they did donate, half their money to the Nigerian prince. So, but moving on to another news topic that I saw today. One of the highlighted news topics on CoinDesk was Binance US is operating an unregistered securities exchange, SEC official says. So this actually really caught my attention because the SEC has been after everyone as of late. So to see that they're eyeing a specific US regulated cryptocurrency exchange is kind of concerning, especially when it involves Binance. So a staff agent that works for the SEC recently came out and claimed that they are looking into Binance US because they may be operating an unregistered securities exchange in the US. They also believe that the sale of a token called VGX, or Voyager Digital, violated federal securities laws. So although this was from an SEC staff member, they noted that their views don't necessarily reflect the views of the 5 commissioners at the head of the agency. So he did not say whether the SEC had any enforcement actions in works tied to this declaration, but he did go on to say, the commission has not made any determinations on either of these issues. The staff beliefs do not represent the views of the commission. So I believe it's just a select few within the SEC that are actually trying to look into whether the Binance US is operating an unregistered securities exchange within the US. But a Binance US spokesperson actually came out and said it is regrettable that the SEC staff member would make allegations that Binance US and platforms like ours are operating an unregistered exchange without specifying the assets listed on our exchange that the SEC considers to be securities. They went on to say, we, along with others in our industry, remain committed to constructive dialogue with regulators and supporting a comprehensive regulatory framework drafted and passed by Congress to ensure innovation continues in the United States. Now, like I said, the reason why this caught my attention was because it was Binance US that was directly called out. In situations like this, we know the SEC has kind of been after a lot of US exchanges for violating US laws. And so in this case, we have Binance as a whole, and then we have Binance US that was specifically designed to sell and regulate cryptocurrencies within the US market. So if this US based exchange is being attacked, directly or could be attacked directly, my concern is, well, does that mean that Binance itself could be dragged into the mix? And actually speaking about Binance, Binance itself actually has a wrapped coin for Bitcoin. And so what we saw these past couple months was a huge sell-off within the Binance wrapped Bitcoin. And so this kind of leads me to believe, are these two correlated? Was there already news that the SEC was looking into Binance? I mean, they haven't stated whether or not, their official views from the SEC's perspective. It's just from a few staff members. But did people already know about this? Was this already in the works and people were like, oh, I don't really like what I'm seeing with Binance. I'm going to go ahead and start selling some of my cryptocurrency I have on there. Which also leads me to, say this is kind of one of the reasons why we tell you guys not to keep your cryptocurrency on exchanges, because of situations like this, with Binance operating within the US, or specifically Binance US operating within the US, the SEC can kind of step in at any time, or the government could step in at any time and say, oh, you know what? We don't like what's going on here. We got to stop transactions till we look more into it, like they did with FTX, like they did with a bunch of other exchanges within the country, and put a stop really to your money, which is why we always say, don't keep your money on cryptocurrency exchanges. Use them as what they're supposed to be used for, exchanges. Let's say, you went to a normal exchange and you wanted to convert United States dollars into pesos. Well, you wouldn't just leave your pesos there. You would take them and hold on to them in possession, and then you would go back and then exchange them for USD and then take them and hold on to them. You wouldn't leave your fiat there. So why are you doing that with exchanges? Use exchanges for what they're supposed to be used for, because in situations like this, you don't want to be caught up in the drama or in the conflict, and then you're SOL, because now you're waiting to see what's going to happen with your money. Same thing that we saw with Celsius.
Exactly. You don't want it to be like your retirement account. You want to have ultimately possession of that stuff so that you can handle your money. Because when Celsius told me, hey, you can't take out money, that made me feel some type of way. And obviously it wasn't for a good reason. And yeah, that's kind of what I had to say about that. But with the whole SEC thing, I think Binance is getting a little frustrated, I would say, because there's not really any strict regulation right now. There isn't anything that's written out. There isn't really anything in stone just yet for them to be like, okay, I followed it to a T. Why am I still getting this? Everything is still murky. So they're saying, it's regrettable that this SEC staff member would be making these allegations. And I feel like
Yeah, because the
they
SEC is kind of nitpicking at little things. You see how specifically they called out VXG, which was like who the hell trades VXG or VGX? That was a specific coin that they called out that they were saying violated federal security laws, because, like you said, they don't really have anything set in stone, so they have to see, oh, okay, this asset right here that is not one of the major assets is how we could weasel our way into looking at everything else that is going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of what happened with XRP too. It's like, oh, they saw one thing. You know what? Now we're just gonna investigate it all. We're gonna see kind of, is this a security? Well, is it something else? well, how do I identify this? And they have all these things that, like I said, aren't really set in stone just yet. So it's going to be really hard for, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's why he separated it into Binance US and Binance in general, because he doesn't want to have to deal with all the US regulation under that whole business, and have this whole deal with that entire business. So I think right now we're just kind of seeing and waiting for the SAT to kind of give us direct direct regulation, direct uh laws that everybody can follow, and hopefully that'll benefit both the consumer and the people doing business.
Yeah, but we'll kind of see where everything heads to. But that kind of takes a wrap on our crypto news podcast for today. Thank you guys for tapping in. Much appreciated as always. Remember to follow and subscribe to our social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter, all at the Masternodes. Our visual podcast experience can be found on YouTube, and our audio podcast experience can be found on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and all your other favorite podcast sources. Remember to visit our website, www.themasternodes.square.site, and subscribe to our email list to receive the latest and greatest cryptocurrency information. We'll go ahead and put that link down below if you guys want to go ahead and subscribe to our email list. We are going to start sending out emails once a week again to you guys to get you guys up to date with the market.
If you are interested in something a bit better than emails, something a little more interactive where you can join a community, Discord is the place for you guys. We have a Discord full of people who want to make money, who want to learn, and also share that information with each other. So if you are interested in something like that, then definitely let us know, and we'll be able to send you over that link. Same thing with our IM Mastery Academy. We are partnered with an amazing university that teaches you how to make money online. So if you are interested in something like e-commerce, social media, cryptocurrency, obviously, stocks, Forex, basically how to make money with a computer or with your phone, then this is the place for you. You can send us a text, DM, comment down below the words "I'm ready," and you know what? We will send you some great information and kind of talk to you to see if you would be able to join our team and if you'd make a good fit. And as always, we appreciate you guys for hopping on to today's podcast. As always, have yourselves a great day and try your best to choose kindness.
Yes, thank you everyone for tapping in. Much appreciated as always, and bless up.
Here at the Masternodes, we are not making any claims as to income you may earn. Before entering any agreement, please use caution and seek the advice of a professional advisor, such as attorney or financial advisor.
Please ensure your own research is done before investing any money into the market.